I just watched Migration. Now, if you've been here for a while, you know that I reviewed all the trailers that came out for Migration, and this movie didn't disappoint in what I was looking for. I wanted to see awesome flight sequences. I was excited to see what other birds, other characters that were in the movie. I think each of the characters, our main family and ones that we met, all had distinct personalities and really meshed very well into the story. My only problem, and I said it when I reviewed the third trailer in particular, it showed too much. There weren't that many surprises left for me when I went to actually go see this today, but I did enjoy what I got to see. Love the Ariel sequences. Something that I did find very interesting is the way the ducks kind of had hands. Now let me explain, and I guess all the birds kind of had hands. So what happened was they just used their webbed foot, but it kind of had that dexterity of like a hand. Like two of the ducks were shaking hands. I say shaking hands, but they used their feet, but they had like finger kind of dexterity. The heron also used its feet to kind of turn the knob on something. I'm not trying to get too spoilery here, but it was just very interesting to see that. Whereas when you watch movies like Angry Birds, they have like feather hands, for lack of a better term. Something else that I really appreciated about this movie is that you're not really staying in the same place too long. Like, we got a chance to see different places in the movie. Like, the trailers do show, a pond, a nature kind of place. We see a bit of New York, and we get to travel to some other places. The area focused on New York, I thought, was very well realized. They did a really good job making Times Square, live. Like, I've been there somewhat recently, so it looked exactly how I remember it from when I was last there. And even Central Park, there's a particular bridge that we got to visit that, if you've ever been there or seen it on any kind of show that might feature that, it looks exactly like it. The last thing I'll say about Migration is, if you've ever seen any kind of vacation movie, you've seen Migration. Where, let's say, the father doesn't want to go on this trip, the mother wants to go on this trip because it'll be great for the kids to get out and see. The father has a lot of anxiety about traveling, and then they encounter neighbors who travel a lot, and then the father decides that he wants to go on this trip to make himself seem cool and open to new experiences for his kids and whatnot, but really has no idea what they're doing. And they go on this crazy adventure, run into a lot of things. Then by the end, the father allows more freedom for the kids so they can take some ownership and have expression. Him and the wife become a little bit closer. Then by the end of it, they're very much on that, let's take another trip, I want to do this more. That is Migration. So if you watched Migration, let me know your thoughts on it. I'd be curious to know. Thanks so much for watching me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.